Hey everyone, welcome back. And today we are going to see an important question. Okay, so if you're following this, channel like back to back, we have solved few PDL cases. I'll just remind you with the two other PDL cases that we have seen. Okay, so one is TCS question and the other is solid state. Okay, so I'll ping the link above. So make sure you watch that. Okay, and this one is quite different. Okay, so here see, most of the interview questions regarding PDL, it will be a normal string transformation combined with the PDL coding programming. Okay, so today we'll complete this use case. If you miss out these use cases, I'll just ping the link above. Okay, so you can go and watch that in the PDL playlist. Okay, so we'll start putting more PDL and more penta programming, and then a dynamic lookup as well. Okay, so we'll get started with the today's session. Okay, so here write a PDL to replace comma with semicolon. So that's the ask here, recruiter ask. So the data will be provided by the recruiter. So we'll just check what are the necessary things. Okay, for example, mostly these questions will be like 3 to 5 plus. Okay, so mostly, okay, so not for seniors, it's like mid-level. Okay, so seniors will get other type of questions, but this quite of this type of simple PTL questions will be asked for 3 to 5 plus. Okay, and concepts involved here is basically Unix coding and then PDL programming. Okay, so you need to know how to configure PDL. Okay, so basically how to, like, see, there are different structure, right? So you can follow the TCS PDL video. I just put, right, so I have covered some basics around there. Okay, so you can watch that video. So and then string functions. So these are the primary concept checklist that you need to solve this use case. Okay, coming to this use case, here we have to write a parameter, okay, PDL, to replace this following function. Okay, so take any graph. Okay, so take any graph and just and just kept the layout. Okay, so no need of graph thing. So if you open the parameter pset, okay, so open the pset, and then here according to recruiter, they have provided given values. Okay, let's say given values. So given values will be, there are two values. One is primary key and another is table key. Okay, so the recruiter expectation is that the primary key here, we have one primary key. Okay, so let's say department ID, and then you see we have department sequential number. Okay, sequence number. Okay, so we have two IDs. Okay, so department ID and sequence number. It says sequence number. Okay, so the table key will be sometimes. Okay, so here the recruiter gives you sometimes blank, sometimes we have the value. Okay, for example, sometimes we have the value. Okay, or mostly blank. So this is the use case here. Okay, given data. So given data from the recruiter is mostly blank or sometimes department ID. Okay, so that will be your values for these two parameters. Okay, see, these two are merely parameters that you see in a graph. Okay, so open pset. Okay, open parameter setting from your graph and then try to see this value. Okay, so this value will be there according to the recruiter's use case. Okay, so now we have to find out the real key. Okay, we have to form the key by replacing this comma with semicolon. Okay, and we have to keep the table key if it is present. Okay, so now the ask is, okay, so now the recruiter ask is okay, generate table key, okay, from primary key. Okay, with the condition. Okay, with replacing that semicolon with colon. Okay, so replacing with the colon. Okay, so you have to take out a semicolon and then replace it with colon, like comma, replace it with semicolon. Okay, so sorry. Okay, so now if we have to generate this, if for example if the key is present. Okay, if the key is present, keep the same. Okay, so these are the two constraint. Okay, so two constraint given by the recruiter. Okay, so this is the question. Okay, now we have to create a PDL. Okay, let's see how to code the PDL. Okay, so I will just open the parameter. Okay, so open create one parameter. Okay, so create, let's say I'm going to create a let's say modified or t underscore k. Okay, So as a parameter, create as a parameter in F11, okay, and then make sure your setting is PDL, okay. See, there are like we have interpretation method is that right? Interpretation no method. So interpretation method should be pointing to PDL. Okay, make sure that. See, we have interpretation method PDL substitution constant, right? So make sure it is no it is chosen as PDL, and then now we'll write a code. Okay, so under T key. Okay, so T key will be, so we'll be writing the code now. Okay, so T key. Okay, so here this one I'll just start writing. Okay, so here we have three types of PDLs, right? So I'll be going for that inline thing. Okay, so here begin. Okay, so here our ask is we have to generate from the primary key. That's one use case, and another use case is other constraint is if it is present, then we have to keep the same. Okay, so you only if it is blank. Okay, so that means only if it's blank, then we need to populate. Okay, we need to populate from the primary key. Okay, that's the ask here. Okay, so begin. Okay, now I've just create a temporary temp value. Okay, so let's string temp equal to star like blank. Okay, so I'm just creating a temporary variable. Okay, so so that I can use it for the operations. Okay, so here next one is that if, okay, if I'm going to write is blank. Okay, so is blank, I'm going to specify the table key. Okay, so table key, if the table key is a blank, then our code should take the temporary as string. Okay, so see, if it is blank, we need to populate no second step. Okay, we need to know do second, let's say we know to do second step. Okay, okay, now we'll do the second step here. Okay, so second step is generating from the primary key and replacing. See, replacing is the primary option here. Okay, so if the key is present, keep the same. If it is blank, we have to replace. Okay, so if it is we check whether it's blank, and then we are going to replace. Okay, so we will write a code replace string replace, and then we have a primary key. Okay, see, we are referring to the other variable. Okay, so we have created temporary group two parameter, right? So we are referencing that parameter here. Okay, so string replace primary key, and then what to replace here? So we are going to replace comma, okay, with semicolon. Okay, so else, what happens? So else, if it is not blank, then temp equal to same. Okay, I'm just assigning table key. Okay, so we have formed. Okay, see, we have formed these two core codes. Okay, so now we have to return this temp to the value, this value. Okay, this our parameter. Okay, so how do you return? Okay, we will return as result. Okay, temp, that's it. Okay, so now we'll end the loop. Okay, so we have made a begin here. Okay, now we will end here. Okay, end, and then just, so this is the complete PDL. Okay, so you can try this in your GD. Okay, so you open your GD and then open the parameter set, give some values. Okay, give some values here. Try with the blank. Okay, so try with the blank, and then try with the some ID. Okay, because the same ID will be there. See, if it is blank, then what happens? This will come. Okay, with the no replacing comma with semicolon. If it is not blank, if it is some value, then department ID will come. Okay, so that's the use case here. Okay, so it's a nice use case, easy to solve within no within 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, so nothing is there. Okay, so you have to write, you have to know how to write if condition, and then string functions, and then is blank. See, you have to study about some other rare functions. Okay, is blank, is null, those things. Okay, so I'll just add to the concept checklist. So here, apart from string functions, you have to know is blank. Okay, is null. Okay, and then is or whatever. Okay, whatever we like is valid. Okay, and then we have first defined. Okay, so we have a lot of functions like that. Okay, we'll see like when we cover the use case. Okay, so I hope like I hope this use case will be useful for you. Okay, so just try to think of this, combine the string function and then combine the normal loop and then stuff it inside this inside this inline definition, okay, inline PDL thing, okay. So and then you can generate your own DML. So and then see this will resolve, okay. So our now we'll see the result value, okay. So I'll see, I'll just take let me just take it, yeah. So here result value for the parameter, okay, for t underscore key, okay. So what will be, see, suppose if I'm choosing this as a blank, table key as a blank, what will happen, our second step will execute and then we will be replacing this value will come, okay. So this is your value, final value, okay. So if it is not blank, the same ID will be coming, same key will be coming, okay. So that's the motive. I think we have solved. So thanks for bringing up this question, okay. So we have got it from our candidate. So like we'll see more use cases regarding to this, okay. So make sure you share this video with your friends so that it will help them in the interview, okay. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, tata, bye bye.